welcome to my annual designer bag collection video, where basically I go through everything and I update you on the recent things that I bought since the last video. I am here in New York. Obviously I moved here 2 years ago. Some of my bags I left in the UK, the ones that I just didn't think that I would be gravitating towards, and since being here the collection has bulked up a bit. And here we are. I know that there's a lot of bags in this video, by the way, caveat. I've been collecting for over 12 years and this is, you know, I put it down, my excuse is that it's kind of my job-ish, maybe. I will be categorising this into 3 categories. This is a similar thing that I did last year and I thought that it was quite good, so let's carry on. So, category 3. These are the more occasion bags, or the ones that I just haven't been great and, you know, I've just sort of forgotten about them. But that's why I like doing these videos, because I'm like, oh my gosh, why have I neglected you? Category number 2, these are the ones that they do get used a bit more often, a bit more regularly, but they're not my go-tos. Category 1, these are my besties. These are my go-to, she's my sidekick. This is my Robin to my Batman. Links are going to be below or in the shopping button on the screen. Also, I did a whole video that was sort of dedicated to my Chanel bag collection. I don't need to be sort of like rehashing that all over again. If you're interested in the Chanel bags in particular, then I'll have that linked below. But generally, I'm not going to go as in-depth on the Chanel bags. Before we begin, I see that you've been admiring, oh my gosh, you're like, Cassie, ear game so strong. I know. This part of the video is sponsored by IDYL. I've been working with IDYL for a bit and they are a fantastic sustainable lab-grown fine jewellery company, and they also use solid 14-karat gold. Because they're lab-grown, it does mean that they have a bit more of an accessible price point, but you still have the durability of them being real diamonds, right? So like, especially my second hole piercing, never leaves. She is in there day in, day out, shower, workout, whatever, okay? Like these are going to last you. These are going to stand by you, all right? These are category 1. As per the bags, right? I've also got my mum obsessed with the brand. She loves them as her like everyday earrings. Now, what's great about IDYL in particular is that they are modular. So you start off with the base. You start off with a pair of studs. They do these in 3 sizes and across all colours of gold. So you have white, yellow and rose, and then you add the add-ons. And there are so many different styles to choose from, something a little bit more dainty, something a little bit more shouty and razzle-dazzle, but still is very wearable for the day-to-day. So on my matching holes, here I've got the B, and they have these like marquise cut diamonds at the bottom. And this is the solar cuff, which I literally just hook on to the B and then she slides on at the ear here. So fabulous. And I love the modularity because every little once in a while you might want to change things up, go for a different add-on. You don't need to like buy a full new set of earrings all over again because you have the base. They also now have a loyalty scheme, so when you spend on there, the next time you go to spend, you might get a lovely little, oh, here's a little bit of money off, thank you very much. Everything comes with a 2-year warranty and certificates. It tells you the cut, the clarity, everything. They also are always dropping new designs, new shapes, so there really is an add-on and a style for everybody. Go to the link in the description to check out the pieces that I'm wearing specifically, and also just to have a look at IDYL in general. Thank you so much to IDYL for sponsoring this part of the video. Let's begin. We're going to start with category 3 and we're going to work our way up. Keying it off with category 3, this is my Dior Rimowa personal clutch. Now, Rimowa do this now by themselves in a metal, I think, and maybe also in a polycarbonate. And it is very sort of edgy and cool and like a little bit industrial looking. Here's the thing, I mean, every so often I pull her out and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is far too convenient. Look at that. Everything is laid out for you. Your eyes are on it. You can see. Do you want to know? This is great for travel, definitely, because your passport slides straight in there. You've got access to your cards and whatever else. But also for something like a concert, it's close to you. You've got the debossed Christian Dior down here, and then it's just poppers to open. Right, there you go. And it is great. I just don't know. I don't know why. Do you want to know what it is? I think part of it is my positioning. It's like where she is on the shelf. Because I've got to dip back down here. I'm giving excuses. I'm giving excuses. She deserves better. This one makes sense as to why it's category 3, okay? Because, fair enough, my party girl days are over. Happens once in a while, yes. But when it comes, she is the bag for that. Benedetta Brasice's Le Viti Mignon. Perfect little going out bag. What more do you want? This, I believe, is in the bronze. Great iridescence. Okay, she catches the light just fantastic. This in one of those film cameras. Oh, she's fabulous. Okay, I love the bronze tone of this. It's neutral, but it's not, you know, if it was white crystals, it would have a different vibe. It's very nice to touch because it's almost like a netting of crystals around the satin. Right, here's the inside. It also very randomly, it comes with a tiny comb. I'll take it, you know, I'll take whatever's free, to be honest with you. I need to go on more nights out. I don't really know why she's category 3. I'm a big fan of the saddle. If you're a seasoned subscriber, you know this was like my first re-edition purchase that really had nostalgic like value for me. And I do still think it's a great bag. You know, we know that Dior currently has its issues. Let's not. I've done a whole video on it. Does it look like a liver? Yes. You know, I don't really, that doesn't really bother me. Okay, I lean more into the equestrian with this bag. I love the CD on the side. I think that's a really great touch. Now they do a version of the saddle that does have, or it does come with a crossbody strap. You can buy the strap separately. I'm not really a fan of the saddle worn crossbody because this is there and it's jabbing into the tit. That's not really. If you could detach that, then fine. The Fendi Nano Peekaboo Maxi handle. I don't know what happened with this bag. And by that I mean, it launched, but then it was like not available online. And then it was, but you had to like go to some corner of the Fendi website to find it. And I don't even know if they do this anymore. Just a tiny version of the famous Fendi Peekaboo. TBE, Tiny Bag Energy. This section does work with the turn lock. The other section is just for show. It does also come with a crossbody strap. The other thing about this was that you could do this with the handle, so you could use it as a bag charm almost, or on a belt loop. It's quite obtrusive. She is also my only yellow bag. I wouldn't mind changing that. This is a bag that I have beef with. Why don't you just sell her, Cassie? I know, but like, first of all, there's so many of them on the resale market because so many people had the same realization as I, that it's really not worth it to get rid of it. And at the same time, like, she's kind of iconic. Daniel Lee Bottega, the padded chain cassette. I've said it and I'll say it again until the cows come home. I'm too weak. I'm too weak for this bag. My upper body, flailing. God forbid I'm in one of those revolving doors where it's not automatic. I can barely make it out. I am not built for this bag, but it is very much a statement. You can see her coming. She's gonna let you know she's coming. I mean, in terms of ASMR, it's quite I mean, she's got quite a big impact, I suppose. Another TBE, my little Bulgari Serpenti tiny little nano bag, which also doubles up as a card holder. So I will say that she may be in category 3 for a bag, but she is in a higher category because I also use her as a card holder. She's just this cute little, look at the purple interior against the emerald. It's very cute. You can take this, and I've done this onto a belt loop. I'll insert a picture, and it looked great. I also do love this snaky little chain of Bulgari bags that is just a little bit different. You know, I like the way that it moves. It moves like a snake. They do a great job. She's an OG if you're a seasoned subscriber. This was, you know, right at the beginning of my channel, one of my first sort of bag reviews that I did. This was a great belt bag, and belt bags used to be such a thing. They're not really much of a thing now. So I just think I'm just sort of like a little bit out of that phase. But as we know, fashion is cyclical. Give me a year and I'll be back here strapping her to my chest, going about my business. Also, this that I'm like demonstrating sort of makes me feel like an air hostess. Wrap the life jacket around you. You're going to use this to close. Your exits are down there and on the either side of the plane. Look around because your closest exit might be in front of you. All right, thank you very much. The Dior Nano saddle belt bag, mini saddle belt bag, something like that. It's a belt bag and it's saddle inspired in the green oblique. So I would sort of put these two are living the same lives because I'm just not, I'll show you the one semi-belt bag that I go to all of the time, but these have just been, you know, put on the back burner for a little bit. So this is a special one. She's in category 3 because she's very much an occasion bag. This is the Custom Heaven glass bag that I had made for my wedding. She's cute, she's tiny, she has a heart-shaped handle. So I did carry this in my courthouse wedding. You're not really putting anything in there. Okay, maybe a tiny lip gloss. No keys. Ask somebody else to hold your key. It's your wedding. I don't know why I'm talking to you like it's your wedding. It's my wedding. So I'm going to ask somebody else to carry the burden of my things. Thank you. It feels more like an art piece to me than it does anything else. Yeah, just as like an ornament, as a piece of art. So I'm very happy that I had this done. And it just feels very special and one of one, because it is. The Jacquemus Le Petit Chiquito. She's just a mascot of the channel, okay? She doesn't get used, but her job is to bring smiles, okay? And don't lie and tell me that, you know, sometimes you might make eye contact with her in the background and you don't just go, oh, what a tiny bundle of ridiculousness. That's what she's there for. This, I was like, do I do it in category 3 or category 2? Because I do really like this bag, and I do get a bit of use, but I will say that's annoying, isn't it? Right, as demonstrated. But let's be honest, we're cross-bodying and we're doing that. This is actually the homme version, the men's version, because it has this sort of thicker canvas guitar strap in this khaki, sort of a nubuck situation. Yeah, I like her because she's different. I do have one of the other ones back home, but this one just feels a little bit more casual and a little bit more everyday to me. Like, yeah, with this outfit, running around town, getting my, getting my things done. Also adding to this category, there are 2 bags in this list that should be sort of with me but aren't, and I'll tell you why. But my aubergine Birkin, as we know, Aubrey, my mum has stolen her from me and she's having a great time. Yeah, she's my mum's now until further notice. The Elia Liqueur bag. This is in the velvet and this is the clutch version. So obviously with the Liqueur they have a crossbody version, mainly in leathers. But I saw this and I just really liked it, and I love this sort of hold, handle. This reminds me of fingerless gloves. Okay, is your mind making that jump? And that to me is just cool. I don't know if it's that, I don't know if it's because of the spread of the things, of the fingers, whatever it is. Anyway, I really like this bag. She's only in category 3 because she is seasonal, because she's dark velvet. She does feel very fall winter. But I will also say that you can fit more in here than you would think, because she's sort of got a bit of width in the middle. Look, I love tiny bags, TBE tiny bag energy. This is the one that I think is the most stupid of all of the ones that I own, because you can barely fit a card in. And if it's a card, it's 1, max 2 cards are getting in this. This is the Lalingi Eclipse. But to be honest with you, I sort of bought it for a very specific event. And, you know, it went with the dress, all of that. So it did have a purpose. It's just, I probably wouldn't recommend that anybody buy this. Another little occasion bag, but she's fun. This is like a little, they actually called it a card holder. This is the Brandon Maxwell. It's like all green crystals. It's beautiful. You crane the B back and then you just got this little section for your cards and not much else. But there is something very like chic about this tiny little crystalled bag of sorts with an outfit. Like, it has to be an evening look. It has to be like something like, oh, you know, a bit of this like with a gown. And just, it almost looks like a sort of old school cigarette case or something. There's something, yeah, I really like it. The quality is great, beautiful crystals, comes in a few colours, but yeah, I just haven't had the chance to use it very much. The first Chanel bag we are coming across, she's in category 3. Great bag, happy that I have it. I've just not been gravitating towards this generally, really. But all the details of the Chanel bags are in that other video. This Louis Vuitton bag, whose name has completely escaped my mind. It comes with a baby. It's so cute. Insane condition. Got this from What Goes Around Comes Round. And I just love epi-leather for Louis Vuitton. I think it's so hard wearing. It looks cool. It's interesting. You have the little debossed LV on both corners. She's only in category 3 because she's relatively new. Okay, so I've used her maybe twice. Beautiful suede interior. You can fit a lot in this bag. She is too bulky to be up here, all right? Unless exactly your arm's at a 90-degree angle. If you're happy with that, then that's your prerogative. You know, it's crook of the elbow or it's handheld, but this is just, it's so cool, and you know, and the colour is just so juicy and delicious. Now, I have, oh gosh. Okay, I have 4 versions of this bag. I don't know if it's the colours that I've just sort of been ruling out, but it's like a khaki and a lilac. This is the one with the maxi handle. It does come with like a little chain crossbody strap, but I don't think I've ever used that because the fun part about her is this chunky top handle that is bigger than her. Love this bag. She is a category 3 because again, she's seasonal. She's in this like really great flannel wool. This is winter to me in a bag. This is a big chunky jumper and a hot chocolate by the fire, you know, she's that. I wouldn't say this is a crossbody because it's going to come up very high on the body, but it is a shoulder situation. The Fendi Versatile is one of the most underrated Fendi bags. In the small size, it's an excellent clutch. But, I mean, this is the large size. They now have like a medium. You're getting everything in there, and I just think that she's interesting. She's a bit different. You have the sculptural F. You can hold her like this as a clutch. Prada Re-Edition 2000. I'm very happy I bought this bag when I bought this bag because it has shot up in price since then. When I got it, I think she was £1,200. It's a great bag, it's light, it's easy. It's also a very sort of classic Prada style. So, you know, it's got a lot of pros going for it. I just haven't been gravitating. I don't think I would ever get rid of it because I do still think that this is just a really cool bag. This was my first Chanel bag. It's a great Chanel bag. She's very casual. This is not like a dressy bag in the slightest. But she's great. She is just as good as the day I got her, truly. So, oldie but a goodie. Closing out category number 3 is an odd one. And I was like, do I include it because it's not really a designer bag, but kind of, because it's sort of 4 designer bags merged into one. This is the MSCHF Global Supply Chain Telephone Bag. They also gave it to me in white and in orange. They kindly gifted this because they were like, you're into bags, you might be into this bag. I was like, oh gosh, what is this going to be like? And I will say it's actually extremely good quality. I love the little magnetic handles. It's a bit of fun, it's a bit of weird and wonderful. Oh, I lied, we have one more category 3. This is the green Gucci tote from the multicolour collection, and it's a great bag. It's huge, it's the same size as like a Dior book tote, and she's excellent for travel. I have considered getting rid of her because I know that this is a range that a lot of people really liked. I think that she actually might just be a bit too big for me, to be honest with you. But yeah, green canvas, she's cool. Category 2, I love this bag. This is the Fendi Baguette in collaboration with Sarah Jessica Parker. It was very limited. You could only pre-order it. I don't think if you went in store, you like had the opportunity. I was lucky enough that I was invited to a Fendi show and then given the opportunity to pre-order this. It came in blue, purple, green, and red/pink, all fully sequined. You've got the crossbody strap inside as well, in the matching blue. And you also have the option of changing out the buckles. So let me demonstrate. Here we have bubbles and we have crystal inside. So it's all sort of magnetic, but the magnets are quite strong, so you're not going to worry about sort of having it randomly fall out. The other one, the inside is this sort of marble blue and a crystal trim, okay? Now, with this sort of thing, I think they do this on the custom baguettes and on some of the limited edition ones, like the one, like this Sarah Jessica Parker one. I'm very, very grateful to have it. I don't like to overdo her satin interior because she is extremely special. So I treat her as such. She will always be pristine. While we're on the topic of Fendi little collaborations, this is the Fendi Tiffany collaboration of the Nano Baguette. So they did do a normal baguette size version of this that my mum has, but I just wanted a little something from this collaboration. Beautiful Tiffany blue leather. All of the hardware on this is Tiffany silver. So the chain, you have a little Return to Tiffany charm on the side, and the baguette buckle itself. You also have like the Tiffany blue enamel right at the front. I love the Fendi Nano Baguettes in general. I will get to some of my other ones. But this is just such a fun, fabulous, tiny little evening bag. Tiny bag energy till the day I die. It looks like jewellery, it feels like jewellery, which you would hope is the aim of a collaboration with Tiffany. But the colour is, maybe take a mini Jodie in the colour chlorophyll. She is beautiful alien slime, metallic and crinkly, and she looks like a sweet wrapper. And this colour in metallic captures my heart every time. Black, sort of microfiber, suede interior, whatever, and the rest of it, it's just a mini Jodie. But this colour is just absolutely phenomenal. I also love that this is sort of very waterproof. You really don't need to overthink her. You can be around somebody's sticky little child with its little fingerprints all over it and you're not going to worry, because this is as white clean as it gets. This bag was a theft. This is the Chanel Reporter bag that is my mother's. My mum has this in the beige and in pink, and I said, you don't need two sitting around there, let me take one off your hands. I love this for travel. There's something about the shoulder with all of the compartments in there. If I don't need to have my laptop with me, if I don't need to edit on the plane, then I'm taking this, okay? Because this is just ease. Okay, let's talk about some other sort of slightly bigger bags. This is my first and only beach bag, like beach specific. I bought it because I was going on holiday. Loewe Fold Shopper last year. It's basically a raffia IKEA bag done by Loewe. You have these short straps that are somewhat functional, but to be honest with you, like they're at an odd angle. Anyway, really, nobody's using those. It's great. I love that it's a pop of colour. I love that it's extremely user-friendly. And one of the things that I really wanted, it's huge. One of the things that I really wanted was I wanted one that I could fold and not have to worry about. Some of the other sort of basket bags are very stiff or have structure, so it's probably going to be your, like, part of your hand luggage or something like that. So I just really enjoyed it, and she has done me well. This was my first vintage designer bag. What goes around comes around piece in the gold miroir. This is a Speedy 30. I have put a bag organizer inside of her, just that she's got a little bit more sort of structure. Again, this was very much a nostalgic purchase for me, and I really love the impact of this bag. Whenever I wear this bag, I get compliments. I do believe that they are doing this again in silver towards the end of the year, if I'm correct. So keep your eyes out for that. This was like a Marc Jacobs piece. So cool. It is a big bag, so it tends not to be an everyday sort of thing, or I have used her for travel as well, and let me tell you, she looks phenomenal at the airport. Fabulous, Y2K, a cultural icon. Speaking of high shine metallic, I have a couple of my bags available for rent on Pickle if you're in New York. And so this one has been rented out. Currently, this is the Jacquemus Le Ronde Carré. It is a large lunchboxy-ish bag that packs a punch. My issue with that though is that it's big and it gets heavy. However, speaking of food inspired bags, here we have the YSL takeaway box. Comes in the tan, comes in the black as well. I believe this is actually under the men's collection. This is just such a unique bag if you want to start a little bit of a conversation, because I guarantee you somebody's going to be like, that's a really interesting bag, I like that bag. Conversation starter, off we go. It opens like a Happy Meal, lovely suede lining. I mean, it's crafted beautifully, really, really well made. It is a faff to get into and out of, but for like an event thing, she's great. Otherwise known as my Krispy Kreme bag, this is my Bulgari bag in collaboration with Casablanca, and it was inspired by tennis. So this was like the old wooden tennis rackets. And the other thing with Bulgari bags is, because they are a jewellery company first and foremost, there's a lot of sort of those elements in their bags. So the eyes of the serpent will be different for each bag. This one has malachite in the eyes. I like the fact that they did green on the back so that you're not worried about colour transfer, because she's not just a top handle, she does have a long crossbody strap. Look at the baby's head. Tiny baby. Does that also have the malachite? Okay, well she doesn't have the malachite eyes, but she does look cute. Also, the only other bag brand I've come across that give you a raincoat except for Hermes. So there we go. Lots of compartments for everything. Exceptional bag, apart from the fact that everybody's like, it reminds me of a Krispy Kreme box. And you're like, and they're delicious. Shout out to Krispy Kreme. First Baguette bag, and a great choice if I do say so myself. This was from the Fendi Roma Amore collection, and it's great. I mean, you've got the classic canvas. It's not a coated canvas, okay, so it's very sort of like soft and malleable. And considering that I've had this bag for about maybe 5 years, and considering that like the stitching on the sides, I think that it's really kept up in good nick, as they would say. And then the strap on it says the Fendi Roma Amore. I also did get one of these on Etsy that's just like a base shaper, because without it she does tend to sort of, you know, sag. Can't judge her, we all get like that at some point. The neon trim of it is just fantastic. I saw a couple of these on Pre-Loved recently, so they shall be linked. So this is the bag that I gravitate to when I want to use like a belt bag. If I go to the cinema, if I'm going to the movies, going to the post office, the doctor's office, whatever it is, this, there, we're good to go. I actually use this a lot because sometimes in the summer I do the, you know, the city bikes. There we go. It's the perfect little bag to just get on, adjustable little thing here, and off we go. Let's rattle off a couple more Chanels while we are here. Chanel Sunset by the Sea. Why is she not in category 1, Cassie? Because she's too special. Okay? Much like Fendi Sarah Jessica Parker, she can't be overdone, because you need to last until far past many, many generations, okay? This is a family heirloom. This is a very sort of casual, easy Chanel bag that I like. Somebody once told me that it looked like a gift with purchase. You're not wrong. I do quite like how simple and easy it is. One long strap that goes all the way through. I mainly wear it as like a little shoulder bag situation. Especially more in the summer, I would say, because of the colour and because it's fabric. The Fendi Versace collaboration, the collaboration that set my soul on fire. This is the Fendi Baguette. Do you see the merge of the F baguette buckle with the Medusa in the middle? This fancy little sort of scarf tie at the back. We've got cherubs. No, there's a little cherub face for you. It is so ostentatious and over the top and obnoxious, and that is exactly what I wanted from this collaboration. Like, again, I do this with a very simple outfit, something like this, great. It's also very sort of soft. It's a silk, which again, I'm a little bit like, okay, let's not overdo it. Also does come with a crossbody strap. This was one of those things, I saw it on the runway, and I was like, that's the bag, that's the one. My Ferragamo Mini Wonder bag. She is a juicy red and orange ombre, silver hardware. Again, I like this for more of like an evening-y look. She does have a crossbody strap, but it does annoy me. Like, sometimes these can just like randomly unclip if you're crossbodying. So keep that in mind. I really like this bag. It's very simple, but the colour is really what brings something interesting out of it. Our last category 2 bag is the Alaya Mina bag. This is just a little laser cut blue tote, and it's a great little errands. You just need some stuff with you, maybe a bottle of water. Excellent. Because it's laser cut, it's very light. It also does have a little attached wallet, little pochette situation. In terms of a small tote, it's interesting, and it's so light and easy. We have now made it into category 1. I'm going to kick off category 1 with an unlikely duo, okay? Because they're tiny. And as the biggest advocate of tiny bag energy, I love this little thing. This, and I've also added this one because she's just bedazzled and fabulous. She does come with a leather crossbody strap, but we're going to crucially get to this little hook at the end. Huge FF there. They also gave you extras just in case. Look at all the crystals around the edge. How can you pack this big of a punch on such a tiny body? Like, it's actually, it should be applauded. And that is why I love this bag. Crystals on the handle. Let's talk about her, because I wear this bag. It came with a little chain crossbody that, to be honest with you, I really don't use. You can bag charm her onto other bags, but I wear this on my belt loop quite often. If I want to be out and hands-free, and I literally just need my cards and keys, or I can even just use Apple Pay on my phone, I really, really love wearing it that way. So you may think that something like this is a waste of money. And I think not. Actually, love it. It's great. It fits in so much more than you would think because of the width of the bag. Great colour. Love that one of the zip pulls is the CC and one of the zip pulls is leather. She's a candy little dream. She is just a sweetie Polly Pocket cutie. This is my go-to travel bag and I love her. This is the Gucci Comme des Garçons collaboration paper bag that has been coated in plastic, and then you've got the Gucci webbing. I love using this bag for travel. It's just great. It's a perfect size. It's slightly smaller than the green tote. It's light, it's easy. When they ask you to do that dreaded thing where they're like, can you put your bag in the seat in front of you? It's fine to crumple. Like, I remember seeing a woman walk in London with this bag and it was like her work bag and it was all sort of, the paper bag underneath it was all crumpled and it just looked so sodding chic. And it's great and it's interesting and a bit different. She's full because I actually used her last night. This was a gift from a Fendi show. So whilst this colour is no longer available, the style is. And they do it in the satin, they also do it in some leathers as well. This has some marks on it. That turned out, it wasn't me. Okay, other people spilt things on me. But this bag in general is excellent. This is the Fendi Baguette phone pouch, something like that. And it is the perfect size. So like I said, I used it yesterday because I went to a Missy Elliott concert. You have the top handle aspect. You can fit a phone in no problem. You still have that very baguette vibe because of the clasp on a smaller, more compact bag. This is my little old woman bag. I think it's officially called the Nano shopping tote or something like that. Also known as the Chanel Kelly bag. I'm not unhappy about the fact that I went for the black. This is my second of 2 mainly black bags. Yeah, so, you know, there is a need for her to be simple, but I have gravitated to this bag so much, I think it's great. The Dior D-Joy. Love this style so much. I love an east-west, we love an elongated moment in this dusty blue. You've got all of the elements of a Lady Dior with the charms and all of that, but I feel like all you had to do was make her rectangular to make her feel a little bit more casual. Comes in 3 sizes now. This is the biggest. I primarily use her like this. As a shoulder bag, the handles flop down nicely so that it's comfortable. Okay, so you're not like this. And then you also have the top handles, which again, I think is great. It does come with a crossbody strap. I do think it looks weird with a crossbody strap. It's like carrying a surfboard on your hip. That sounds dramatic, but it just doesn't really look right in my opinion. This is my mermaid dream. Probably the only Chanel classic flap I will ever own, and the only one I really should own, to be honest with you, because look at how beautiful she is. Bought her last year. It's just like a little bit of like metallic iridescence. She is just straight out of the ocean. You have just like, she has just been like beached up on a rock, looking fabulous. She sings a tune and all of the lobsters and crabs and the squids come rushing to her. She's just glorious. Yeah, they've been staring at you in the background. In all honesty, I did not use this bag very much last year. I have used this bag a lot this year. This is my first Birkin. This is my Cherub in the colour Bamboo, 25, Togo leather, palladium hardware. I have also untwillied one handle, and I do prefer her. She feels a little bit less cumbersome, like this adds a bit, right? But I do like the protection of a twilly on the bag. I added this little horseshoe situation to give her a bit more sass, a bit of personality, a bit of a bag charm moment. And it's great. I do have an insert inside. I believe she's just from Samorga. Ivy, looking phenomenal as usual. Then, while we're at it, Poppy. Poppy and Pippi, the duo. The duo nobody knew that they needed, and they still don't. The colour is Orange Poppy. I got the Rodeo because she is also in Orange Poppy, but she is a verso, which means that her interior is slightly different. It's a terracotta, I would basically describe it as. It's not really showing up well on camera. This is a Mini Kelly in Chev, which is the goat leather, palladium hardware. I love it, I really do. Crossbody strap. I use the Mini Kelly more than the Birkin. If I was offered another like Mini Kelly or a Birkin, I would go for another Mini Kelly because it's just a style that I use a lot. One of my most recent editions, bought this in Paris in February this year. I didn't really know the name of this, and I do think it is the Trendy Wallet on Chain. She is elongated, once again she's an east-west situation, and she is only a shoulder bag. I have used this bag a lot. She is easy to throw on and go, but also looks sort of a little bit formal for an evening situation. This again, I bought this year, and this was an unlikely favourite. This is the Savette Symmetry Pochette in this. Again, I seem to like these grey-blue shades. Little gold hardware in the middle, and she's got a little bit of width to her. She looks smaller than she is. You can fit a lot in. Phone's getting in there comfortably. You swizzle to open. Leather interior. They're doing her in some brighter colours. Should I have waited? Maybe. But also, I like this blue. So, there we go. I use this bag quite often. My only downside is that they should have had feet. Especially, you're going to do her in suede. She should have feet. Okay? But aside from that, I do just like this as a little grab and go. Again, she can do an evening moment, but I've had her like this. You scooch the handle down, scooch, thank you. I've had her like this, running around, like doing things, and again, yeah, I like her. In terms of really special bags in my collection, I regard, apart from like the Birkins and Kellys, because they're sort of like universally described as being special, but the ones that really mean something to me are like the Fendi Sarah Jessica Parker, the Chanel Sunset by the Sea. Oh shoot. I forgot about her. We'll get back to her. And the Louis Vuitton Keep All XS from one of Virgil's last collections. And you know I was a big fan of Virgil if you're a seasoned subscriber. This bag is me. I'm sorry. Ombre blue to green. Who was this for? It was for me. I think it's like the Torillon leather or something like that. It's been sort of, it's debossed, but then it's been shaded to make it look like the LVs are deeper than they are. Has a crossbody strap. This little thing fits a lot in there. And the reason why, you know how my specials are in category 2 because I don't want to overdo them. She is definitely more hard wearing than they are. So this is why she is in category 1. I love doing it with a top handle. It's perfect and glorious and I love. I would put her in a category 2. This is the Fendi Origami bag. They do this in 2 sizes bigger than her. This is the smallest. And she's great. This is a really great everyday errands, living life sort of situation. The cool thing about this bag is the magnetism and the closure. Because, I'm sorry, this is a completely different woman. Who is that? I don't know her. Exactly. Because that is the beauty of the origami. And those magnets are strong. So you're not going to feel somebody weaseling in there for your goodies. It's a very underrated bag and I like it a lot. Now I believe this brings us to our final. And also my newest, and also in my like top special, highly regarded. This is my Louis Vuitton P9 Speedy. I am so happy that I got this bag. And it's in the most beautiful, glorious, supple leather. When she doesn't have anything in, she is just a puddle of leather and handles. It's beautiful to look at. I did have my initials hot stamped on the luggage tag, but the other thing about this bag are the Easter eggs. The little treats inside that you have with this bag that you don't have with other Speedies / Louis Vuitton bags in general. But honestly, since I got her, it's been hard pressed to find a day that I haven't used her. But if you can sort of, you have the plaque in there, basically says that it's autumn, winter 2024, Speedy 25, the sun is shining on us. And the other fun little thing with this bag is that each collection has a different tiny little stamp. Do you see the tiny little stamp? And do you see that it is a horse? Each collection will have a different tiny stamp. And this collection was like westerny, hence the horse. Comes with a matching leather pouch. The cost per wear of this bag is going to be negligible. This is going to be another heirloom, okay? That shall be passed down and loved and just like, also she's my emotional support bag because tell me that this doesn't automatically make you feel comfortable in any situation. There we go. Welcome to my museum of bags. Let's call it that because that sounds less bad. If you stuck with me, put a tiny emoji of a bag. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your dedication to this video. Go check out IDYL. Once again, thank you to them for sponsoring earlier on in the video. Check them out. I'm going to leave a link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.